Last night, the Philadelphia Eagle offense cut through the Pittsburgh steel curtain like a hot knife through butter, and not just any ordinary knife. I'm talking one of those infomercial gizmo knives that people are so eagerly to purchase. But I digress. The offense took it to another level last night. They had a 11-play drive that took all of 3 minutes. That's 17 seconds per play. Last year the Eagles led the league with a 24-second per play average, fastest in the NFL. It's only going to get faster, and Chip Kelly's playbook is unfolding. As I've said on this channel many times, what we saw last year was just the embryonic stage of Chip Kelly's offense, which is going to take the NFL by storm. However, the big story of last night was the showing up of the Eagles defense. They held Pittsburgh scoreless in the first half. Is it curtains on Ben Roethlisberger? As an Eagles fan, I hope that Pittsburgh is a good team, because if they are, that's a good sign in Philadelphia. A meaningless preseason game. We know that both coaches call it close to the vest, but 17-0 in the first half. Nick Foles throwing for 19 completions out of 29 passes for 179 yards in one half of play. You might be saying that's a lot of times to throw the football, but teams are not going to let the Eagles wear them out running the ball. The physicality of playing run defense, when a team gets off that many plays, will just wear out a defense. So they're going to, the rest of the NFL is going to say, hey, Nick Foles beat us, and he's promptly going to do so, because he's got Jeremy Maclin back. A little bit of a scare last night when he clutched his knee, but everything seems fine. Lesean McCoy was in full effect, catching a 22-yard touchdown pass. He ran the ball after he caught it all the way into the end zone. He had a thumb injury. It turned out negative after the game, so hopefully he'll be able to hold on to the ball with that thumb. Darren Sproles had a touchdown. Matthew Tucker came off the bench to score 2 touchdowns. So the running game of the Philadelphia Eagles is intact. However, Josey, the last running back to get in a game, might not make the team, because the team acquired Brandon LaFell from the Carolina Panthers, and Oregon Ducks get preferential treatment in this Chip Kelly system, just as Casey Matthews did last year when it looked like he was beat out by another player who ended up getting cut. Why is the wide receiver Chris Sale on the Eagles? Because he's a Duck. That's the one thing that concerns me with Chip Kelly's decision making. He puts too much emphasis on these Oregon players. I know they know the system, but you got to have the best players on the field sometime. And Henry Josey, every time he's touched the ball, has looked fantastic for the Philadelphia Eagles. I'm hoping he makes a team. I think this kid is special. Back to the Eagles defense. They didn't have Kerry Williams because of his hamstring pull last week. However, Fletcher did a good job in coverage, and the Eagles defense shut down Big Ben Roethlisberger and a Pittsburgh Steelers offense which was not exactly riding high, despite Blunt and Bell, their running backs, getting high the night before. As everybody knows by now, a motorcycle cop smelled marijuana coming from their car, and they were arrested, or at least given tickets. One of the 2 running backs had to drive from Pittsburgh to Philadelphia because of the legal situation. He couldn't, make the team charter. So the Pittsburgh Steelers steel curtain defense cut through like a hot knife through butter by the Philadelphia Eagles last night in a meaningless preseason game, a way to open the newly renovated Lincoln Financial Field. Things are looking up in Philadelphia. The final score, 31-21 Eagles, 14 meaningless points by the Steelers in the fourth quarter, so it wasn't that close. 17-0 in the first half. Nick Foles, Mark Sanchez, and yes, even Matt Barkley all look sharp for the Philadelphia Eagles at quarterback. One more preseason game, and then the real deal begins.